Okay, it started recording. I would like to hand it over to Jane, ma'am, please. Thank you very much.
Good morning, children, and a very happy Founders Day to all the St. Mark students, and a very warm welcome to all the parents who are here. Now, most of you, I think none of you have seen Peggy ma'am, and you don't know so many things about her. So, the parents as well as the children, we will today, we will like to tell you a few things, like Leela ma'am, who is the daughter of Peggy Ma'am. She will tell about Peggy Ma'am, her life, which all of you should know. Now, before that, I thought I can tell a few things, like how I personally knew Ma'am, and how I knew her as, like a friend, like my principal, and like how I've seen her with the St. Mark's children. So I know her for, I must say, past 40 years. Like, I'm in 1980, I think I started knowing her. That is now 40 years now. Um, because my children studied in St. Michael's Academy, and ma'am was teaching there at that time. So I had seen her as my children's teacher, and I used to admire her because she always used to dress up so well in a sari with sleeveless blouse, and she used to dignified look, and she used to look gorgeous, and always used to admire her, look at her, and admire her as a teacher in St. Michael's. And 1984, I joined St. Michael's as a teacher. So 1984 to 1993, around 9 years, she was my colleague. I worked with her in St. Michael's, with her as the teacher. And I remember she was fifth standard A section class teacher, and I was fifth standard C section class teacher. And to work with her was really fantastic. She was a guide, and then like very jovial and very happy, and very happy and very nice too, as a friend to work along with. That was a great experience. Then in 1993, I joined St. Mark's, and when I joined St. Mark's, then she becomes my employer, right? But me or any other teacher, we never felt as if we are working for someone or for a school. We all felt as if we were one of the family. So we always call St. Mark's as family. Peggy ma'am was like mother for all of us. And she used to, listen to all our personal problems also. All the teachers work from that time, I'm telling. Will tell you that everybody's personal problems also ma'am used to listen, and then console them and tell them how to do, what to do and all that. So we all the teachers had wonderful experience with her. No other principal will ever do like that. And I'm telling my personal problem. If I say, like I lost my son in 2002 in an accident, my 21-year-old son. And if at all I am normal today, I think I owe that to Peggy ma'am, because the way she looked after me, I used to break down in school, and she used to take me inside her house, make me lie down on a sofa, and whenever I broke down in the classroom, she used to send coffee. She used to send the coffee through Tamuaka immediately. Which principal will ever do that? So she was like, I don't know, she is compassionate and very understanding, and nobody can be like her. That I can, and all the teachers can say them. And uh, students, like from the students, like what I have seen, her relationship with the students, that's awesome. Like a mother, like a mentor. It is not like a principal and like a teacher. She was always a mother to all the kids who studied there. Every student felt that they were in a family, not in a school. And every student who, when they leave St. Mark's, they come up, the parents also say, ma'am, they are finding it very difficult to adjust in the new school. They don't like it. They want to come back to St. Mark's. It's all because of the atmosphere of a family Peggy ma'am created in St. Mark's. And handwriting, she was very particular about the handwriting. Every child who has left St. Mark's till now, from 1986 to this day, their handwriting, everywhere they go, people praise their handwriting. And ma'am was very particular about handwriting, starting with capital letter, ending with a full stop, which now Leela ma'am is continuing doing it. And she used to call the children to her office and make them sit there and write if their handwriting was not good. And she would, personally sharpen the pencil and give and make them write. So, and another thing she was very particular about was speaking in good English. So everyone who has passed out from St. Mark's, they talk beautifully in English. That is really a great, we are very proud of that. And all because of what Beginman started. And then the children's confidence. Every child who has gone through ma'am in St. Mark's, they have built up their confidence so much. The timid ones, are no longer timid if they are with ma'am for just 1 year. So she used to encourage them so much and in all the aspects. And the thing is that even though sometimes the button is loose on the shirt, the students, ma'am will call them to the office and she used to stitch it up. She used to have the thread and needle in her drawer. It's still there. I have kept that thread and the needles still safe in the drawer, in where I'm sitting. That is actually the table is Peggy ma'am's table. So that is still there. So she used to stitch up the buttons for the students if it is loose or it is thing. Which principal will do that? Even teachers won't do that. And the books, if she finds them, she used to check all the books. All the children, she used to take 5, 5, 10 from each class. She used to check. And if she sees that the cover is torn or anything, she used to take the brown paper and cover it herself. And if the pages were coming out, she used to stitch it up, and then bind it, and then give to the child. All these things she used to do, which I think nobody else in the world in a school will do for a child. And another thing was which very unique about ma'am was the attendance register of all the classes from pre-KG to 5th. Ma'am used to, every month, we have to write the attendance register, isn't it? All the children's names that Peggy ma'am used to write every month for every class because she wanted to know her children's name and she knew everyone with their names. So she used to write the attendance register. She never used to allow the teachers to write. She used to write all the registers, and so she used to. And end of every day, she will check who were present, who were absent. She knew those schools who were taking. And if a child is absent for maybe for 1 week or maybe 4, 5 days, immediately she will call the parent to find out what happened to the child, what happened. So such personal care she took about each child, which I've never seen in any other place. And talking about parents also, every parent had a very personal connection with me. They used to come and talk with us for so many hours sometimes. And their personal worries also they used to confide in ma'am and tell. And ma'am used to really listen to it. And of course, confidential. She never used to tell that to anyone else. But she always was a support to the parents also. I know so many parents who will really tell what I'm telling is true. And as ma'am will tell you, she really worked, every hour or, even when during the last 1 or 2 years of her life, she had some heart problems, and then doctor told her to take more rest, but she never listened to that. And Mr. Muthu, sir, used to tell her not to stay at home and not to stress herself. But still, she will open the door and peep through the curtains to see what the children are doing and what is happening. So till the end, till her last, she used to do that. And about discipline, she was very, very stern and strict about discipline, though she was very soft. So St. Mark's is known for the good discipline, and all the children who are in great positions now, they always say, ma'am, we have reached this height in our life because mainly of the discipline we had in St. Mark with Peggy ma'am. She used to, call through the intercom to the classes, and when the teachers pick up the noise with the noise in the classroom, she could say whether the children are quiet or the children are talking. Immediately she would say, this class, children are talking. So that way she used to be, very, very she used to be very particular with the discipline, and she used to follow it up. And any program the children put up for culturals or any assembly or an annual day, it should be perfect, 100% perfect. She used to sit there on the chair there outside, not in front of the uh, stage, and see herself. And if she feels inequality is a little less, even 1% less, no compromise. We'll see that it is fully 100% okay, and then only it should be put up. So I must say it was 100% perfect. What a verse and Mark's children did, 100% perfect. And wherever they are now also 100% perfect. So we can go on telling so many things about ma'am, but there's no time. And I think now Leela ma'am will tell you all that about her full life. And then some children, passed out children, will all talk about ma'am. And so I just thank you, children. And the same thing, how ma'am started it and how it's gone. Children, you children, the present children, you also must carry on the name of St. Mark, the name of Peggy ma'am, always. Thank you, children. And Leela ma'am, handing over to you.
Thank you, Jane ma'am. Um, I would like to ask Sashi ma'am to say a few words, please. She was very, very close to Peggy ma'am, and she has known Peggy ma'am for many years, and they had a very close relationship. So I'm sure she would like to share a few words on Peggy ma'am. Sashi ma'am.
I'd like to share a few words. I met her in St. Michael's only as a parent. Then I worked there. I joined St. Mark's 1990. I was happy that she was with her 23 years. Because she was one who took me out of the shell. I always used to tell her, ma'am, I don't know, I cannot do it. But she said, no, Sashi ma'am, you can do it. You will do it. You are a born teacher. She always used to motivate me. Now what I am is because of Peggy ma'am only. So I just follow whatever she was like. I don't know. I cannot talk more than that. I'm very emotional. Ma'am, continue.
Thank you so much, Sashi ma'am. Thank you very much for that. Again, I'd like to welcome all of you, parents, your teachers. Somebody's audio is on. Can you please put off your audio because it's interfering with my headphones here, so I'm not able to concentrate on what I'm talking. Thank you so much. So I would like to welcome all of you to today's meet session where we are honoring Peggy ma'am, who was the founder of St. Mark's School, and she's such a part of all of us, and we remember her with great love and affection. So I have prepared a slide for her. Excuse me, can you please put off your audio, please? I can hear audio is on, and I can hear people talking in the background. It interferes with me talking.
Lokesh
Today's
Kumar,
program.
can you please?
Praveen ma'am, Praveen Kumar. Praveen.
Lokesh Kumar is shown here.
We cannot continue with the meet unless the audios are all off. I request you to please put it off because otherwise that sound keeps coming in my headphones and I'm not able to concentrate on what I'm talking. I would really appreciate it if you put your audio off. Thank you very much. So today I've prepared a slide which will give you more of a insight into Peggy Ma'am's personal life as well as her professional one. You will get to know Peggy Ma'am in a more intimate way about her life right from the time of her birth up to today. Okay, because everything is interwoven. The beginning of St. Mark's, the beginning of her life, everything is interwoven with today, because that's how and that's what kind of a person she was, what a huge personality she was. So I'm going to start the presentation, the slide presentation on my mother. Sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Leela Muthu. I'm Peggy Ma'am's daughter. I'm the older of her two children. And my younger brother is Michael, and he's known as Mike Sir. And this presentation is with warm love and regards to all of you from Muthu, myself, and my brother. Okay, so I'm going to start the presentation now. So I'll start off with the slide that I've created. And yesterday I sat and compiled together all the photographs, whatever I had on my computer and what I had on my phone. It was very difficult because everything was kind of mixed up. So I had a little bit of a time. Excuse me while I put off my phone. The sound is going to disturb us. Yeah. So it was very emotional for me also going through all the photographs after a long time. But I'm very happy and I'm very proud and I feel very happy, especially to present all my memories of Peggy Ma'am, all the photographs and everything, so that you can get an insight into her life. Okay, so this is the story of our beloved founder, Mrs. Margaret Muthu, was born on the 17th of August, 1939, and she passed away on the 10th of October, 2011, a day which we can never forget. For all the wrong reasons. So this is the story of a remarkable woman that spans over 72 years. She was 72 when she passed away, but her legacy lives on in all of us. And we will never forget, ever forget her. Today is her birthday, like I already mentioned, 17th of August. It's a very special day for all of us at St. Mark's and for all of us who knew her personally. And today is a celebration of Peggy Ma'am's life. And we are completely in awe and we are completely taken away with the legacy that you have left behind all of your amazing legacy. So the children and teachers of St. Mark's affectionately call her Peggy Ma'am. She's always known as Peggy Ma'am. Actually, her name is Margaret. She was born known as Margaret Rose Joseph. And she married my father, who's Mr. Victor Muthu, and she's Margaret Muthu, but her pet name when she was growing up was Peggy. So she's always been known as Peggy Ma'am. And this is her story. On a beautiful August day, a lovely little baby girl was born to George Patrick Joseph and his wife Mary at Kargali in Jharkhand. And that is my grandfather and my grandmother. They lived in Kargali in Jharkhand. She was named Margaret Rose and she grew up in a loving household surrounded by all her siblings, her two older brothers, George and Richard, and her younger siblings who were Janet Ma'am, as you all know, is the head of the pre-KG in our school. Janet Ma'am, John, who is in Germany now, and Marie, who's the youngest of all the siblings, and she's in the US. She's living there. She studied at St. Joseph's Convent in Patna and later on joined as a boarder at St. Xavier's College in 1959. And she graduated with honors. She was excellent in English. She graduated with honors in 1962. She actively participated in dramatics and other co-curricular activities. And here she's with some of her friends dressed up. And in case you can't recognize Peggy ma'am, my cursor is pointing to the lady who's dressed up as a man here. So her love for dramatics and extracurricular activities stemmed from early days. And she really tried to bring that aspect of it into the life of all the St. Mark's students. And she was the one who made sure that everything was not just boring academics. She introduced a lot of extracurricular activities. And that's what makes St. Mark's such a unique school. She started teaching at St. Xavier's School in Ranchi in Jharkhand, and thus began a great career in teaching, which spanned over a period of 45 years. 45 years. I mean, I'm still, that is quite an achievement. So this is about her early years, from the time when she was very young and before, and also the time when she got married, when she had children, when she started her school. This is all from the beginning, okay? So Peggy ma'am, as you've heard from Jane ma'am and also Sashi ma'am, you have realized that obviously Peggy ma'am loved people. I mean, for people to love you back, you have to love people. That's people's sense if they like you or not. Okay, so she loved people and she got along very well with all her colleagues and all her friends. And you can see these pictures are taken with all her friends. And on the right hand side, she is with Sister Neatfield, I think. I'm not very sure. Janet ma'am can clear that up with me later. But these are all people whom she associated on a daily basis. And here are a few photographs of her with her friends. So here's Peggy ma'am with her friends. I think the one on the extreme right is one of her very close friends, Irene. I'm not very sure. And all her other friends sitting in the garden here, photographs taken. No days of selfies those days anyway. So here's Peggy ma'am with some more of her friends, all of them sitting and enjoying a lovely sunny day at home, I think, at their home. So all her friends here. And so here are some of her pictures with her mother and sisters. She had 3 sisters. She's got 3 sisters. And as you can see on the extreme left is my grandmother. In this picture, you can see the cursor. This lady is my grandmother. She was also a wonderful lady. I mean, she always had a terrific sense of humor, always laughing and smiling. And I loved her so much. And here, this lady is mom's youngest sister who's in the US. Her name is Marie. And this is Janet ma'am, whom you all know. And this is Peggy ma'am. And of course, these are same family pictures and along with her sisters and her mom. And here are pictures which are some of my favorites, which I just had to put up on the slide. And this is Peggy ma'am in her 20s. And here she is. She looks really beautiful. This is her classic hairstyle with the kind of a fringe in front. And she's very elegant and very beautiful lady. And this is my favorite, actually my favorite picture of her with her beautiful hairstyle. And I actually drew this picture and I'm very proud of it. Here's mom again. The picture on the right is when she went to Nepal and she was teaching there for a while in a Christian institution. And she enjoyed her time in Nepal. And here are some more pictures of mom. Dressed up in casual attire, and this is taken at her place in Ranchi. So now we'll go a little bit into her work experience, okay? She was, like I told you, her work spanned over a period of 45 years. And it included working and teaching in Christian minority schools all over in different parts of India, like Jamshedpur. She went to, obviously, Nepal and then Ranchi. She taught in Ranchi also. She taught in Baroda in Gujarat, where we lived for 7 years. She was teaching in Rosary High School, where we also studied. So, and in, of course in Chennai. And the thing is, I must share this with you, is that like Peggy ma'am, whenever we used to go for admission, seeing Peggy ma'am's resume, the principal would always give her a condition. Your children can join only if you join as a teacher. And that's the truth. we were always given admission in all the schools because Peggy ma'am was always taken on as a teacher in all the schools that we studied in, my brother and myself. So this is actually a really great love story between two people who met in college, and this is Muthu sir and Peggy ma'am. And in 1964, she met the love of her life. They both, this couple really loved each other, and um, they were so close to each other, and they were married in 1965. And here are some pictures of my mother's wedding day, and here she is with her sister Janet Pam. And here are some more pictures of my mom on her wedding day, dressed up looking so beautiful in a white sari with a veil. She looks absolutely awesome. After the wedding, they decided to come and visit my mother's in-laws. That's my father's parents, and in Chennai. So they left by train to Kolkata. From Kolkata, they traveled to Chennai. I mean, those days it was the way of traveling was by train, and it was very comfortable. It's one of my favorite ways of traveling anyway. So my father's basically from Chennai, Tamil Nadu, and my mother's from Kerala. And she came to Chennai and spent time with my grandmother and grandfather, paternal grandmother and grandmother. And then after that, the story of my parents and us. I was born. This is me as a small kid. I was born in Ranchi in 1966, and this is with me with my mom and me with my dad, and which I'm very proud to call them my parents. Some more pictures, and these are very precious pictures. I'm so glad that many pictures, old black and white pictures, do get destroyed. My father had the presence of mind. As soon as these pictures we came to Chennai, he had this lovely scanner, and he scanned all these pictures and put them up together. And so that's why I'm able to access these pictures right now. So my brother was born in Ranchi in 1968, and that's a proud mother with my brother. So we were her two children. As you can see, my brother and myself, Michael and me, Leela, we were her kids until St. Mark's was born. And there was no sibling jealousy, believe me, because that was what she was really passionate about. So my parents decided to settle down in my dad's native place, Chennai, in 1979. We all moved from Gujarat, Baroda, to Chennai in 1979. And both my brother and I joined St. Michael's, and you know what happened there. The principal said, okay, you want your children to join, but first you have to join as a teacher. And that's what she did. She joined as a teacher in St. Michael's, and St. Michael's is, of course, my school. And I'm extremely proud of being a Michaelite. My brother was a Michaelite. My mom used to teach there. My father used to, Muthu sir is to actually go to St. Michael's, and he used to direct plays for the 12th standard children. He was quite the dramatist, and he was a dramatic enthusiast, and he loved it. So here's St. Michael's. These are earlier photographs before it became even more splendid than it actually is. And here she became the headmistress of the junior section in due course because of her. She was very, very hardworking, you know, extremely hardworking. Once she set her mind to something, you know, she wouldn't let go till she finished, and she did it perfectly well. Okay. And she was very appreciated by the staff and the teachers in school. Before St. Michael's became this big school, there was a section in St. Patrick's which was called the Juniorate. And that was where I was studying earlier. And then my mom was the headmistress there. And then we shifted over to the new building. So here's a class photograph with Peggy ma'am as a class teacher. And as Jane ma'am mentioned, this is class 5A. And this is her with her class students. And I really absolutely love this picture. And I think, just look at that. And my mother looks so beautiful there, doesn't she? She became, again, I have mentioned the same thing. I forgot to change it. This is a staff photograph, which was taken in St. Michael's, along with some of the staff members. I recognize a few of the teachers. I'm sure that's, like I already said, this is Jane ma'am, I have a feeling. I forgot to ask Jane ma'am to confirm it. And this is by my mom, and this is Brother Francis. He was the principal, Mrs. Bitra, and some other teachers whom I remember being my teachers too. Now my mother, she was she had this honors degree, plus she had a B.Ed, and she spoke excellent English. I mean, what more could principal want, or what more could anybody want in order to start something of their own? So she had lots of hopes and dreams, and she was armed. Armed, why I say, because when you're educated, you are armed, right? Mentally, you are armed. So armed with a BA's honors degree in English, a Montessori diploma, and a B.Ed from the MS University in Baroda. And she decided to put into full effect all her teaching experience and all the knowledge that she had gained over the years. So in 1986, that begins the St. Mark's story. The story of how a woman gave birth to an idea which was in her mind. She gave birth to her third child, metaphorically speaking. St. Mark's Nursery and Primary School was born in 1986. So this year it makes 34 years since St. Mark's came into existence. And St. Mark's Nursery and Primary School was born. So feel so proud saying that. So it started with a handful of students and 2 teachers, and with the sole aim of providing a strong foundation to all children, irrespective of their background. This was her aim. I mean, she wanted to educate everybody, you know. There was no exclusivity, and there was nothing with religion, or nothing to do with, you know, what do you call, financial background. She didn't care about all those things. Those are all silly, frivolous things. She just wanted to give everyone a strong foundation. And she, can you believe it, for 1 year, she had just 1 or 2 students with 2 teachers and herself. And she was so disheartened, and she was really thinking of not continuing anymore, because, I mean, she felt that it was pointless, you know. But my father encouraged her a lot, and he told her, let's stick with it and things will definitely change. And it did. After about a year, she started getting more and more students, and it started, the population of St. Mark's started becoming more and more, and started getting more well known. And if you know this one thing about St. Mark's, is that we never publicize our school, meaning there are no flyers all over the place, you know, saying join St. Mark's and admissions open. Everything is by word of mouth. People who are happy with St. Mark's have spread the word, and we get a lot of admissions that way. Many of our admissions is just plainly through word of mouth. So the school, a home away from home. It's located in Gandhinagar, and it's a very quiet residential area, which is one of the reasons parents love it so much, because it's not like a busy school with, you know, too much of noise, and it's like a home. Just look at it. This is the stage. I mean, this is a fairly recent picture. It's the stage, and this is the playground where all the kids spend their time in the morning before assembly starts and during their lunch break. And it's very shady and beautiful here, and the parents love it because of the homey atmosphere and the feeling that they get when they come to St. Mark's. So this is what all the parents love about the school. It was like a second home to their children, and they knew their kids would be safe, and they would be treated kindly, warmly, and until they got back home. So it was like their second home. And these are all earlier pictures before some of the other structures came up recently. So this is, my mom loved to have a garden, but our soil in our house is pretty bad. It's very sandy. So she used to get places dug up, and she used to put the good soil, and she used to try to plant things as much as she could possibly do. So this is again a home away from home. I like to always repeat that, because it is a home away from home, totally. So this is what it was like earlier, before, when the shed came up, and before many of the other structures came up. It was shadier. This tree which you see here, that tree was, it was the tallest tree in Gandhinagar. I mean, actually it was. And during a storm, during one of those times when Chennai used to get those cyclonic weather, that tree came crashing down. And I remember my mother was so very upset about it. And she was really, really sad, because that tree used to, beautiful white flowers used to fall on the ground. And, you know, my mother taught me how to make these garlands with those long white flowers. And that had, you know, had a lot of special memories for me. So it was very sad when that tree actually fell down. So this is the little garden, what all the money plants that she planted over the years. And the she personally liked to supervise the tending to of all these little patches of greenery in our school. So her husband, of course, Muthu sir, has been actively involved in the school right from the time that he retired, which was in 2001. And he is presently the correspondent of the school, and he handles all the administration of the school. So this is one of my favorite photographs of my dad and mom. I think it's absolutely lovely. Okay, this is a little bit about me. And in 1988, I had just finished my college, and I had nothing to do. Okay, I mean, I was interested in art, but I did science. But during that time, my mom said, "Hey, why don't you help me out with the school?" So I said, "Okay, that'll be really great." And this is my first batch of students, and you can see here is Tamuaka, and here is her sister Malika, and all these children, I know them still. Rachel, Parisa, Revati, Rohan, this is Siddharth, this is Divya, this is Heram, this is I forgot, Fatima, and this one is Sunil. Okay, I got all of them right. I'm so proud of myself. Anyway, this is my first UKG batch in 1988. And I loved teaching for the short period of time that I was teaching before I started working. And okay, some more things about my mother. She was one of the most dedicated women that I know. I mean, no woman stands closer to dedication than she does. I mean, she was the epitome of dedication, and she really left large footprints with the big shoes that she wore in the sense of responsibility. And she left pretty big shoes to fill, which I'm sure I can never fill. Never, ever. I can never fill those shoes that Peggy ma'am filled during her lifetime, because she was just an awesome, excellent person. And the school was her priority. And she worked hard to bring it to par with some of the best nursery and primary schools in Chennai. And she worked really hard. I mean, I remember late in the night, she used to be just sitting at her desk and she'd be working. And late into the night, and she could be seen talking on the phone. Yes, who's mom talking to? Mom is talking to some teacher. She's arranging something for the next day. She's planning something regarding academics, regarding a cultural program. She was always in contact with the teachers by phone. That time we didn't have WhatsApp and easier methods to communicate, but I'm sure this was one of her the high points in her day when she got to speak to the teachers. She knew each child personally. Now, this is something that resonates through all the children who speak about her. This is something that resonates with all the children. And this is that she knew each child personally. She was able to talk to each one personally. She knew them by name. She never forgot a face or a name, which I forget all the time. Okay. And she liked to strike up conversations with small little ones. You can see her sitting here. And even parents had a lovely rapport with her. They would, many of them felt very close to her, and they would confide to her about all their problems. And she would always lend them her shoulder to speak about all their personal problems that they had. And in that way, people found themselves extremely close to her for that very reason. Something about Peggy ma'am made them want to tell her about their problems. One thing about, and I want all the children to listen to this, Peggy ma'am was a voracious reader. She loved to read, and she instilled that habit in me and my brother. And of course, my dad is also the same. My dad, in fact, he's even more of a reader. Muthu sir has got so many volumes of books. He loves to read. And we picked up this great habit from both Peggy ma'am and my father. So her favorite thing in the whole world, you can see her sitting in the office, and it was to sit in the school office managing all aspects of school academics and meeting children who happen to pass by. Somebody's audio is on. Can you please put it off? Thank you. So here she is with some of the students who love to just meet up with her. See, can you see the students? They've just come and they're all meeting up with Peggy ma'am just to chat with her in the office. And this is a lovely throwback picture of her with some of the old students who I'm sure are really grown up now and maybe in touch with Jane ma'am. I really don't know. So she was most content, just like, you know, a mother sitting and watching all her children playing in the garden. She would love to sit in the office and she'd be watching all the children playing. This is an early picture, a little early one. I don't know exactly which year, but this is what the children look like when they're kind of playing in the garden. She was very particular about time. She was very punctuality. She was very particular about handwriting. She was very particular about basically good discipline. She wanted children to be well disciplined in school, which I think is a right thing. I mean, imagine children just going and doing whatever they want. She was very particular about that. A good education required self-discipline as well. Okay, and she would also, she had this habit of, children would come to the office, and she would sit with them and she would help them practice their cursive handwriting, which many children had a problem with. And she was very, very patient with that aspect. So I just like to add my 3 children, because of my mom, she taught them writing. I still have their notebooks from when they were studying in St. Mark's also. We used to come down for holidays every July. So mom would immediately put them in the classroom so that they wouldn't, they would learn something. And they used to write. I have all the St. Mark's books right from their lower classes, LKG, UKG. I have all the books, and I keep them very safe. And I'm very proud of the way my children, they've really developed a lot under her guidance. So Peggy ma'am was an educator. She was an inculcator of discipline. She was a leader, extremely compassionate and extremely empathetic. And she's remembered to this day by so many people. Everybody remembers her very fondly. The thing that they remember most about her is her gorgeous smile. She had a sunny, bright smile which brightened up the whole place. I mean, she was a happy person. So besides academics, like I already told you, she was equally passionate about extracurricular activities and a firm believer that children needed an all-round development in order to grow properly. They needed to have full all-round development with co-curricular activities, sports, music, arts and crafts and all that. So she was the one who slowly introduced these, and it's a very important part of our curriculum even to this day. So there was public speaking, there were excursions, there were picnics and annual day programs. And this is one of the pictures taken from our earlier sports day when we didn't have so many children. The sports day was always held on the school premises. And here you can see the children preparing for a race with the teachers. It was very well organized, and it used to come out beautifully. The place used to look lovely and festive on sports days. So here are some pictures of sports day with our previous sports teacher, Uma ma'am, and then you can see Sumati ma'am. You can see the children. That is the way they used to stand for their first, second, and third prizes when they used to receive it. Photograph would always be taken. These are the culturals, and these are some of our former students. Independence Day program, many, many, many years ago. Christmas celebrations. Children loved Christmas celebrations. There'd be a party, there'd be stuff to eat and cake and all that, and then lots of colors, and Santa Claus would come and visit them on Christmas Day. Diwali celebrations, all the festivals, St. Mark's would celebrate it for sure. Pongal. So the annual day celebration. Here you can see Peggy ma'am lighting the lamp, and here Sashi ma'am next to her. Sashi ma'am and Peggy ma'am were extremely close. There are many times when Sashi ma'am would stay back after school, and they would sit in the office and sit and talk maybe till 4 o'clock also. They had a very close relationship. So here are some of the early staff photographs. And here you can see Peggy ma'am along with all the teachers from those days. Some of the early staff photographs of all many of the teachers who are in this picture. Here you can see Peggy ma'am next to Jane ma'am. And here Peggy ma'am, I don't recognize some of the teachers, Hema ma'am, Savita ma'am. And here are some more pictures. Here's Muthu sir with Peggy ma'am, and next to her Shanta ma'am. I'm sure all the old students remember them, and Sashi ma'am next to her. This is a panoramic view picture which my father took. He was trying out this new camera that he had bought. So Peggy Ma'am's values, she had high standards. Her ethics, her indomitable spirit, her innovative ideas, her extreme kindness, her compassion, and her strong sense of fairness. She always believed in fairness. Everything was, she had a great sense. She would have made a great judge, you know, great sense of justice, you know, praise in private, okay, and sorry, praise in public and chide in private. That was what she preferred to do, and that was really wonderful. So this is some things which are the personal life, okay, about her connection with us family members. And here you can see her with my father. She had a wonderful relationship with my dad. She was a wonderful wife to my dad, and he was a wonderful husband to her. And here there are some pictures with them on their morning walk through Theosophical Society, and this is her 70th birthday celebration, and my father and my mother both together. She was a loving mother to my brother and myself. Here you can see on the left-hand side, my brother Michael is extremely close and devoted to my mom, and he adored her, and he was totally heartbroken and devastated when she left us. And he misses her to this day, and that's me at my mom's 70th birthday celebration. She was a loving mother to my brother and myself. Here's my brother with my mom on the left-hand side and me with my mother on the right in her trademark Boiffante hairstyle, French, very French. And she was a generous, doting grandmother. I have 3 children, Arman, Mehran, and Tannaz. Oldest one is now 24 years old, 23 and 19. And here she's with Tannaz. You can see the affection, both Muthu sir and Peggy ma'am. They adored her, only granddaughter. And they adored their grandchildren. You can see them always in the night, just before we'd go to bed. The grandchildren, all 3 of them would be lying on the bed next to her. And she'd play this game, like she'd pretend she's falling off the bed. And then my son would say, don't fall, Mappa, don't fall, Nana, don't fall, Nana, I'll save you, I'll save you. And she used to enjoy it. She used to laugh so much during those sessions. And she just adored them. And they loved her with all their heart. Their favorite Nana, my God, Nana, 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 you know, Nana took a lot of care over them. That's the first pictures with Peggy ma'am with my oldest son. And here, Peggy ma'am with both my sons. I know they look like daughters. That's my fault. I used to dress them up in girls' clothes. I'm guilty of that. And this is with, in Mahabalipuram, we had all gone, and she was sitting in the lawn outside with my daughter. She was probably around 8 months or 9 months old at that time. And she was a very sweet, caring mother-in-law. And this is my sister-in-law. Her name is Aarti. And she was extremely, extremely fond of my mom. And she remembers her fondly. Even now, we do talk about my mom. And she also has tears in her eyes when she's talking about my mother. This is my husband, Majid. And my mother, both of them were very fond of each other. I remember when I told her that I was going to marry him. He's not an Indian, and you know, most Indian parents would be a little you know, hesitant about handing over their daughter to a somebody from another country. But my mom and dad were extremely supportive, and my mother really loved him a lot because he's a true gentleman, and she always knew that he had the family values that she always cared so much about. She was a source of comfort to her brothers and sisters. This is her with her family. Here you can see Janet ma'am, her sister, who is a part of our school. This is her brother in Germany. His name is Jack. John, we call him Jack. This is his wife, and this is, yeah, we don't have the other brothers here in this picture, or her sister, but we'll get to that later. So she was a very loyal friend to all the people who knew her. Here she's at my wedding, and all the people who've come, you know, she was a hugger. She liked to just grab somebody and hug them, you know, people who were very close to her. So here you can see her. Can you see the way she's holding her hand and talking to her? That immediately makes somebody trust you and feel closer to you. So she developed a lot of close friendships and close bonds that way. And this is her oldest brother, Richard. He's no more with us, but she was very, very close to him. And that's my mom's sister-in-law also in this picture. She was loved by everybody. These are most of my family members. There are lots who are missing, who are all scattered in different parts of the world. But this is the closest family members whom we at least meet once a year. The ones who are in different countries, and the ones, of course, who are in Chennai, we meet. And now this is something, it always makes me, when I think of all the friendships she forged, all the people that she knew. I wish she had known you. I wish you had known her. I wish you had the absolute pleasure of being, having her a part of your life. I wish she was a part of your life right now. And I'm so grateful to all the people who have touched her life as profoundly as she has touched theirs. She may have called somebody at her time when she needed to be comforted about anything. And I'm grateful to all those people who were a source of comfort to her, who were there to be to provide some sort of solace for her during her time of need. Extremely grateful to all of you. Peggy ma'am, you will forever be alive in each and every child who has passed through these doors, carrying the lamp of knowledge in their heart, which has been lit only by you. You have lit the lamp of knowledge, which is passed on from this school to all the children who have passed out from these doors. And for that, we are always very grateful to you, Peggy ma'am. Dearest Peggy ma'am, St. Mark's Nursery and Primary School is your legacy. You started it. It's your baby. You will always be the one who is the very symbol of St. Mark's. It's your legacy. May your grace, you were graceful, you were wise. And may your grace and your wisdom continue to guide us in the years to come. You are forever loved, Peggy ma'am, and you live on in each one of us, in each child that has passed out, each teacher that has taught here, present and past, and people who knew you. You will always be a part of our lives. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening to this presentation. Now, I would like to inform you that we have a compilation of all the videos of former students talking about Peggy ma'am and their personal connection to her. This was made possible through Jane ma'am, who has kept in touch with all these former students. So she requested them to send short videos on their relationship with Peggy ma'am. So I'm going to present that right now. Thank you, Jane ma'am, for that. And it was a very emotional watching each and every child talking about Peggy ma'am. So right now I'm going to present that. Thank you very much for watching my presentation, dear parents, teachers, and children, and thank you for your patience. I'm going to present the videos right now. Can everybody see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Children, I'm going to play this. Okay.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
going to play this now. So just 1 minute, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, children. I'm going to I have to synchronize the sound of both the videos. So this always takes a little bit of time. And please be patient, okay? So this beautiful young lady who's going to talk right now is, I don't know whether you all know, this is Sharda ma'am's daughter, Akshada Balasubramanian. She's a former Markian, and she is the first person to talk in today's session, okay? So just 1 second, please. I want to synchronize the sounds. Just 1 minute, children, please. Oh, this always takes a long time for me. Okay. Just 1 minute again.
happy Founders Day. I'm Dr. Akshada Balasubramanian, a humble student of St. Mark's. I cannot express my enthusiasm as we gather to celebrate our dear, beloved, and the one and only Peggy Ma'am. I'm immensely grateful to Muthu sir, Jane ma'am, Leela ma'am, Shashi ma'am, and the management of St. Mark's to give me the opportunity to speak on this momentous occasion. Many years ago, when I was just a child, Peggy ma'am opened her arms to me and I joined my first school, St. Mark's. The journey that started there has shaped me into the person that I am today. Without it, I might have never truly understood the potential that all of us as children have. Peggy ma'am took a personal interest in each and every child that graced her meticulous eyes, a quality and value that all the teachers of St. Mark's have imbibed. She not only had the innate capability to recognize, identify, and point out a child's talent, but also encouraged us to pursue the same to our fullest potential. I vividly remember my mother and father being asked to allow me to participate in all the extracurricular activities. I went on to develop my passion for dancing, public speaking, debates, news reading, skits, acting, fashion shows, and writing from a very young age here at St. Mark's. I've participated in all the inter-school competitions and all the inter-college culturals and won many awards along with my friends. St. Mark's gave me the platform where my teachers not only took a personal interest to make sure that I excelled in my studies, but also gave me opportunities to grow in every aspect of life. St. Mark's gave me the best foundation that I needed to be a better version of myself every day. Peggy ma'am never compromised on discipline, morals, values, and ethics. And the teachers of St. Mark's are an extension of her. A sense of unity, friendship, sharing, kindness, camaraderie, the courage to always speak up, the courage to own up to our faults and mistakes, to respect our elders, to never lie, to be good, grateful, to be better, and to change has been ingrained in every Markian. All children are special, but more so are Markians, as there are no bad Markians. We are all good Markians. As a result, it does not matter if we know each other or have met Peggy ma'am personally. Her spirit continues to grace and bless all of us every day. We are all an extension of her kindness, compassion, and warmth. Finally, to share an interesting aspect about myself, which I hope inspires many young minds present here today, I never missed a single day of my school up till my 12th standard. I have 100% attendance for 15 straight years without having missed a single day of school. In fact, I used to go to school smiling every day. I was the Markian of the school and I have successfully completed my MBBS to become a doctor. I love St. Mark's. No matter where we are, all Markians are united as a single family as Peggy ma'am watches over us. She will always be with us and will continue to be a part of our lives. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Akash Grover and I joined passed out of St. Mark's in 2011. And right now I'm in the third year of my bachelor's degree in biotechnology. I'd like to thank Jane ma'am, Muthu sir, and all my teachers for giving me this opportunity to talk about Peggy ma'am and St. Mark's. It is my honor and privilege to share my fond memories of Peggy ma'am and our school with you. A little bit about myself. I was born in Delhi and I moved to Chennai in 2004, which is when I joined St. Mark's in LKG. I really can't talk about my time at St. Mark's without mentioning Peggy ma'am, who has been a mentor and guiding light for not just our students but to our parents as well. Even now, when I think of her, the first thing that pops into my head is the warm, glowing smile that she had for us. Um, and the personal bond that she shared with each and every one of us was so special. She knew each of our students, our strengths, our weaknesses, everything. And personally, the one thing I remember her being very particular about was her handwriting. And I can't tell you the number of times I've been called into her office just for my handwriting. I still remember that she had the cursive formation of all the alphabets written and displayed in her office. She always used to show to me and motivate me to do better. Uh, I still miss the affectionate hug that she had for me. after every annual day celebration when I used to go meet her and seek her blessings. I changed two schools after leaving St. Mark's. But my fondest memories are of the time that I spent at St. Mark's. And I can say for sure that after a decade or so, when you students are in different schools or colleges, your fondest memories too would be of your time at St. Mark's. And like be it preparing for our annual day celebrations after our exams got over, or be it sports day preparations and the competition between the houses. Even when we were at our homes, the excitement of performing at daily assemblies and the once a year ritual of celebrating Christmas with a tray full of chocolate cake. And also my teachers, Jane ma'am, Shanta ma'am, Hema ma'am, Sangeeta ma'am, Geeta ma'am, Savita ma'am, Sharda ma'am, both Radhika ma'am, Akira ma'am, Vinita ma'am, Shashi ma'am, Sham sir, Muthu sir, who have guided me, nurtured me, and scolded me when I went wrong, praised me when I did something good, and but above all, they love me so much. And I'm sure my parents can attest to this when I say this, that whatever I am today and whatever I will be in the future, it will all be because of the education that I received from my teachers at St. Mark's and Beijing. A few minutes is too less time to talk about the best 7 years of my life. So I wish all the children watching this the best of times ahead, the best of lives. Always take pride in being a student of same.
Hello everyone. You might not know me, although I really hope the teachers do from years ago. But my name is Chinmay Sharma. I passed out of St. Mark's 8 years ago, in 2011, 2012, that batch. And through this post, which is particularly dedicated to Peggy ma'am, I wanted to tell everyone and explain how beautiful a lady and how amazing an institution Peggy ma'am and St. Mark's respectively were. And I remember how back in the day we would run to the ground during the lunch break, and then if by chance Peggy ma'am was there standing at the ground speaking with some teacher, we would run up to her, bombard her with innocent questions like, "How are you ma'am? How are you doing? What did you eat?" And she was so kind, so polite, so down to earth that she would actually sit down with us and speak with us. It's really hard to find a teacher, a leader who would actually sit down with you, speak with you. And so to be clear, this was the case with every other teachers. They have been so kind, so amazing. And I can say this on behalf of other students, who have passed out of St. Mark's as well, that St. Mark's has been a blessing for us. It's the best thing that's ever happened to us. And I can't ever be so grateful and thankful to both Peggy ma'am uh, and St. Mark's, to welcome us into this gracious family. And it's just that I wanted to tell everyone these things, and one must realize, once you graduate out of, or you leave St. Mark's midway, that doesn't matter, because once a Markian is always a Markian. That's how it is. Thank you.
That is Sumitra ma'am's son, Chinmay.
I am Elizabeth Thomas Saragin. I studied at St. Mark's in 1997. I was an assistant professor at Stella Maris College, Chennai, chemistry, and now I'm in Germany. I have very fond memories of St. Mark's and of Peggy ma'am. She was very cheerful, and that always made me very happy. I enjoyed our school assemblies. St. Mark's has given me a very strong foundation that has held me in good stead in my later education and in my life. I would like to wish everybody a happy Founders Day, and I'd like to thank Jane ma'am for giving me this opportunity to say these words. Thank you, Jane ma'am. Thank you, Shashi ma'am, for teaching me while I was in St. Mark's. Thank you very much. Happy Founders Day.
Hey everyone, myself Alan B. Jose. I passed out in the year 2011 as a proud Markian. Right now, I'm doing my engineering in computer science. Since then, an impression of all the teachers, especially Peggy ma'am, has guided me. Peggy ma'am was an extraordinary personality. She was like whenever she's around, it was all smiles and laughter. So much of positivity, like that was her, that aura around her. I recall my early days in St. Mark's when I used to be a bit scared because of the new faces and all. Peggy ma'am noticed this and made sure that I was in a safe and happy place. I respect all the parents who decided to send their ward to St. Mark's for their primary schooling, because I'm pretty sure that your son or daughter will get a strong foundation in whichever aspect of life, be it education or discipline, any character-wise, anything in that matter. I really thank Peggy ma'am for finding St. Mark's, for helping so much of students to realize what they are in life. Ever since she found St. Mark's, her commitment and sacrifice towards this place of learning has always made us to be in awe of her. She was indeed the best principal I ever had, top of the line. So we celebrate her birthday because we sincerely wish to see her pretty smile on her special day. Happy birthday to a highly respected principal.
Hi everyone, my name is Sekta and I passed out from St. Mark's in 2011. I attended St. Mark's from my preschool days itself, so while I was there, I was able to build a really close relationship with all of my teachers, and I always felt so supported and welcomed by everyone there. I remember Peggy ma'am specifically. She was always so charismatic and full of life, and never too busy to hear out my concerns or difficulties and supporting my learning and my dreams. She encouraged me to work hard to build a good future for myself and my family, and she went above and beyond multiple times to help me in that journey. Now I'm in the US with the rest of my family studying cognitive science and economics at the university here. But I'm so grateful for all of the lessons and values Peggy Ma'am taught me, and I really do miss her. I hope wherever she is now, she is happy to see you in person there.
Hi, St. Mark's. This is Vidya, an ex-Markian. Or rather, I would still call myself a Markian because no one could ever detach themselves from St. Mark's. Could they? Do you know what makes number 17 so special? Yes, Peggy ma'am, and it's her birthday today. What an iron lady she was. I always used to look at her as a lioness running the pride. It was either right or wrong to her, nothing in between. That much of importance she had for moral values. I literally grew up in her hands. And for the person I'm here standing in front of you today is only because of Peggy ma'am and Muthu sir. Nowadays, I find it even difficult to remember people's names. But Peggy ma'am knew each and every child in her school so personally. That much of love and care she had for her children. And Peggy ma'am, this is for you. Happy, happy, happy birthday, Peggy ma'am. We love you so much. And I personally never miss you because you are there in my heart as my guardian angel, guiding me through the right and wrong with your big, bright, beautiful smile. And we promise to keep you very, very proud and keep St. Mark's flag flying high as always. Love you, Peggy ma'am, and loads of kisses and hugs from us.
Hi everybody, I'm Skondila Guruvayurappan, serving in the Indian Air Force. I have two younger brothers, Ayyappan, a computer science engineer, and Hanumanth, an aeronautical engineer. All three of us are proud Markians. I was there in St. Mark's from 1993 to 1999, Ayyappan till 2000 and Hanumanth till 2004. Ayyappan and I had the opportunity to study in St. Mark's only till the 3rd class, while Hanumanth had the opportunity till the 5th class as the school extended its complex. On the occasion of the Founders' Day, I'm happy to cherish my memories that I've had with Peggy ma'am. Two major things that ring a bell are the cursive writing and the flawless English speaking that she always insisted upon. I've had innovative project days, amazing picnics, annual day celebrations, and the best Christmas celebrations ever in my life in St. Mark's during our times. St. Mark's is the brainchild of Peggy ma'am. Peggy ma'am survives and will always continue to survive in the actions and knowledge of all the Markians. My best wishes to the Markians and wish you all a very happy Founders Day. Thank you.
Hello, St. Mark's. This is Jayashri here, a very proud Markian and a very, very, very proud student of our dearest Peggy ma'am. Peggy ma'am is the most important person of my life, and the person I am today is only because of ma'am. Ma'am has played such an immense role in my life. People say I'm successful in the things I'm doing now is only because of ma'am. Ma'am was so concerned about me, not only me, every student of ma'am would say the same because the attention she gave to each and every student was that much. And also, I was a student who was very weak with my spellings, and ma'am, every evening she used to call me and she used to like make me write my spellings again and again and again until I was familiar with them. That much importance ma'am gave to me, and I remember each and every conversation with her. Every time I used to talk to her, she used to always ask me, Jayashri, are you good with your spellings? Jayashri, are you good with my spellings? So that much she was concerned about me. I am grateful to mom for my life. Not only me, my entire family is grateful to mom. Thank you so much, mom. You've been a guardian angel to many of our lives. I don't know like what to say that much because thinking about you, every one of us gets so emotional. And so today is your birthday, mom. Very, 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 very happy birthday, mom. Happiest birthday, and thank you for all that you've given me in my life. All I'm literally out of words, and thank you so much, mom. Thank you very, very, very much, mom.
Hi, I'm Shyam Shankar. I studied in St. Mark's from LKG to 5th standard and passed out in 2005. I will forever remember my time in St. Mark's and even more fondly remember my time with Peggy ma'am. She was my first principal and my best principal ever. She had such an infectious energy. She used to encourage everyone so much, be it the students or the teachers. One thing I so distinctly remember about her is that she remembered every student's name and talk to each of us personally in any which field in sports, extracurricular, or education. And those were the years that were building blocks in my life and instilled so much values in me that I still carry forward. And I'm ever thankful to Peggy ma'am for that. Wherever she may be, we all love her. And I just want all the present students to know how much of a great principal she was.
Hi guys, I'm Shivani. I'm 2010 batch passed out student. I'm doing my engineering 4th year at Hindustan University. The one thing I love the most about Peggy ma'am is the way she encourages us and supports us. I have an incident. 5th standard, I was selected as the Red House captain, and we didn't know what to do. She called all the captains and she just told, do what you guys know. Give your effort, do your best. We all miss how mom encourages us, and she never shows us like how much she loves us, but she does. We miss you so much, mom. May you stay happy wherever you are, and love you so much.
Hi everyone, I am Renaka Sankhindikar, and I was in St. Mark's approximately from 1997 to 2002. I went on to do engineering from Mumbai, and now I have recently completed my MBA. I have very fond memories of St. Mark's. The first person I met in school was Peggy ma'am, and it felt like a second home. All the teachers were extremely warm and welcoming, and that continued throughout the years. Peggy ma'am has always exuded an aura of grace and elegance at all times, be it when she was handling the school or when she used to come and teach us sometimes. She had always been patient in dealing with us children, and she was a true example of how a principal should be, not strict, but imparting wisdom and contributing to the overall development of the child. Some of my best memories of school days have been from St. Mark's. The Christmas parties that were conducted, the amusement park trips, and the movies that we were taken to. I formed a close bond with many of the teachers, but I've stayed in touch with Jane ma'am for over 20 years now, and I always say that She has laid a very solid foundation for the excellent communication skills that I have today, and I'm very grateful to all the teachers for making my experience at St. Mark's a fun one.
Hello all, my name is Hasmita and I'm a student who passed out in the year 2011 from St. Mark's. It's been 9 years. First of all, happy birthday to you. Actually, I was asked to speak few words about my memories with St. Mark's and February. But a whole day talk is not enough for that and for me because I have many beautiful memories in high school because it's a heaven for me. Always it's a heaven for me. I wish to have a principal as Peggy ma'am after my fifth also, till my higher secondary also. Because Peggy ma'am is a gifted teacher for everyone who knows her. I had many funny moments and beautiful moments with Peggy ma'am. I learned how to write from Sashi ma'am, but how to write neatly from Peggy ma'am only. Because my handwriting was not that good. I would practice my handwriting in her office only. I always had a blunt pencil, which she would sharpen with her blade and made me practice my handwriting very neatly. Whenever I did it correctly, I would get a chocolate. For the chocolate, at least I would do it properly. But I really feel sorry for the present students, teachers, and parents who missed her. But I thank God for giving me an opportunity to study under St. Mark's and meeting a principal like Peggy ma'am. And now I thank Jane ma'am for giving me an opportunity to express my feelings and my memories with all of you. Thank you, Jane ma'am. Thank you a lot. Now I am a third year student studying advanced biology in SIT College in a bit. And I'm a science student. We the students 2010-2011 batch love you and miss you now and forever and ever, Peggy ma'am. We miss our St. Mark's also. It's always our St. Mark's. Thank you all. I hope everyone are safe and happy in this time. Thank you.
Hey, St. Mark's, how's it going? How is everybody there? My name is Chris, and I passed out of St. Mark's in 2005, fifth standard. Never forget it. Just absolutely loved my school. I still call it my school, St. Mark's, and it's such an honor to be here and share my story on Founders Day. Peggy ma'am was such an inspiration. She was truly the embodiment of the spirit of the school, and she was so dear, so kind, and she would go down to our level, when we were in first, second, third, fourth, and every time I would get called to the principal's office for doing something naughty, she would be there, and she would be kind, and but at the same time stern as she should be at that time. So just thinking of all of that just brings me back a lot of good memories. And today I'm 25. I live in Australia, in Sydney, with my wife, who's also from St. Mark's, and also my son, who's now going to turn 2 years in November. And if I had the chance, I would definitely be sending him to St. Mark's. And I'm a very proud Markian. What can I say? So happy Founders Day to St. Mark's and to all you students out there who are part of St. Mark's, parents, family. I'm sure you are as proud as I am to be a Markian as well. So happy Founders Day. I hope you're all staying safe and sound at home, and you get to enjoy this in a very different but still special way. God bless Peggy ma'am, may her soul rest in peace, and God bless St. Mark's and all of you out there. I hope you have a good celebration and remember the good moments that you've shared with Peggy ma'am. If you are an old student or alumni like me, and I hope you cherish her memories alongside all of us and the teachers as well. Thank you guys. Bye.
Oh, that was really something to watch and listen to, wasn't it? So I would like to thank, this is the end of our Founders Day program, in which me, along with Jane ma'am and Sashi ma'am, and along with many of the sentiments, I suppose, which many of the children, other teachers also share. Thank you so much for being a part of this very, very special day, Founders Day, a celebration of my mother's life and the founder of St. Mark's. I thank each and every one of you for being present today and for patiently watching the program. Thank you from the bottom of our heart. Thank you.
Ma'am, I want to say about Peggy ma'am.
Who is this?
Jeremiah ma'am.
Okay, Jeremiah, go ahead.
Peggy ma'am was a nice person. Peggy ma'am liked children so much. God should bless Peggy ma'am always on her birthday. Happy Founders Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremiah. That's very sweet of you to speak of Peggy ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Everybody send in the message box Happy Founders Day.
I haven't
Yes,
got the
ma'am.
full song right now. I haven't done it for the first meeting, so it's okay.
Ma'am, I'm wearing the same headphones you're wearing, ma'am.
Really?
Yes, I love
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I think it's a lovely pair of headphones. Were you able to all hear me clearly during the presentation?
Yes, ma'am. Very clear, ma'am.
Okay, what about the videos? Were the videos clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's really great.
The same headset which you have,
Ma'am, everybody send Happy Founders Day.
Yes, ma'am. I also have the same.
I'll check up all the messages later. It's already been saved.
Ma'am, it's probably recording, ma'am.
Yeah, I know it is still recording. Okay, children, we'll have to get ready for the next session, which is at 12 o'clock for the UKG, LKG, and the first standard. So again, I'd like to thank all of you for being here. Lovely children. Thank you very much, parents. Our warmest wishes and blessings of Jane ma'am on all of you. Blessings of Peggy ma'am be with all of you. And long live St. Mark's. Thank you, parents.
Ma'am, ma'am,
Bye.